Hello and welcome to daily cricket show, Cricket Happenings, with your host Ram. On this Cricket Happenings show, going to talk about the sixth match of the Indian Premier League, which unfortunately was had to be decided by a Duckworth Lewis method. Rajasthan Royals made 153 for 5. They had only 17.5 overs in which they made 153 when rain came, and Delhi Daredevils were given a target of 71 to chase. Even though they did their best, I thought, to get to 60 for 4, probably one thought they should have won this match, but real credit to the Rajasthan Royals bowlers for sticking to a good line, especially Double Kulkarni, who bowled just 1 over for 4 runs, and Ben Laughlin, who gave away runs but picked up the wickets, big wickets, and that really put a spanner in the Delhi works. And Rajasthan Royals won the match by 10 runs by the Duckworth Lewis method. Other than that, the Australia have given the contracts, they have announced the contracts for the players. And the reason I'm talking about that is because, as you know, Cameron Bancroft, Steve Smith, and David Warner were involved in that ball tampering incident. And as they know, they are serving a ban for 1 year. And looking at what has happened, one does not know what's going on. But one can say that these three players have not been selected, so they have not been awarded any contracts, and this contract has been awarded keeping in view the World Cup which is coming in. In fact, the Aussies have gone for Alex Carey, the wicketkeeper batsman, who's been scoring very well, and Jay Richardson, the young fast bowler, has been doing very well in the Big Bash League. Also played in South Africa in a few matches. Has been impressive with his amount of pace that he has been able to generate off the pitch. And then the seventh match, which is coming up tomorrow, if at all I get a chance, I could do a preview of that, and that is Mumbai Indians are taking on the Sunrisers Hyderabad. And also the Wisden players were announced, the 2018 Wisden 5 Cricketers of the Year, which includes 3 women cricketers, Anya Shrubsols, who is the first, and then Heather Knight and Nat Skiver. And Virat Kohli has been named the leading cricketer in the world. And this is like the Indian opener. Virendra Sehwag got this achievement twice in 2008 and 2009. And also Rashid Khan, and also Afghanistan's teenage sensation Rashid Khan is a part of that as well. Alongside, and the other 2 players who have been in the top 5 are the 3 cricketers, and Shai Hope, the West Indian cricketer, the young West Indian cricketer, and Essex Jamie Porter have been named as the 5 cricketers of the year for the year 2017. And congratulations to all of them. But definitely, I'm going to be starting off with the 6th match of the Indian Premier League, which was played between Rajasthan Royals and Delhi Daredevils. So Rajasthan Royals actually batted first, and they started off. In fact, it all started off in a real flash as a DRC shot once again. I wouldn't say he failed at the bat. It was very unfortunate that he was dismissed, run out by Vijay Shankar's direct throw. It's I'm sort of a real arrow throw from Vijay Shankar, the all-rounder, and DRC shot was caught short of this crease. He was run out for 6 of 3 balls, 1-4. We made it 11 for 1. Ben Stokes could not last long. He hit 2 confident boundaries, but then Bolt got him to edge a delivery behind the stumps to Rishabh Pant. He was gone for 16 of 12 balls, 1-4 and 1-6, and enter Sanju Samson. Ajinkya Rahane, on the other hand, the captain, was doing a fine job. Even though he was going at a steady rate, it didn't really matter because wickets were pretty needed. Sanju Samson's introduction really provided some real thrust to the Rajasthan Royals innings, as Sanju Samson, as you know, really showed some wonderful talent. I mean, he played some exquisite shots. In fact, he hit two sixes of Trent Boult. One was carved over the point region for a six, or third man for a six. But the second one was superbly hit by Sanju Samson when he actually hooked him for a six. That was very wonderfully done. And Sanju Samson is such a player who plays in the V. He's a very straight player, and also the two boundaries that he hit was really, really exquisite. It was Shahbaz Nadeem, the spinner, bowling, and the commentators were absolutely stunned by the way Samson actually played the ball very late and sent it to the fence. He literally squeezed it to the fence. So Sanju Samson once again doing very well, and that was going on. Sanju Samson finally was consumed by Nadeem. Clean bowled for 37 of 22 balls, 2 fours and 2 sixes. Butler did his bit, but before that Rahane left for 40 done with 5 fours. Butler did his bit of making 29 of 18, 2 fours, 2 sixes. Tripathi, as I said, who has done so well in the 2017, came lower down the order. He was not out on 15 of 11 balls with 1 6. Gautam was not out on 2. And when rain stopped play, the Rajasthan Royals score read 153 for 5, 17.5 overs had been bowled out. The bowling, Trent bowled 3 overs, 1 for 26. Nadeem was amongst the wickets, 2 for 34 overs. Morris 3 overs, none for 34. Mohammad Shami 3.5 overs, no more than 1 for 29. And Tewatia, the spinner, 4 overs, went for 29. Now Delhi Daredevils, because of the rain, they were given a revised target by the Duckworth Lewis method, and the revised target was 71 to get, and 71 probably just below 12 runs per over to get almost 12 runs per over that they needed to get to achieve that. And they had two dynamic batsmen at the crease. One was Colin Munro, the big hitter of the ball, and Glenn Maxwell, and they had a setback right away. As in the very first delivery, what Gautam bowled, Colin Munro tried to steal a run of the very first ball and was a victim. He was run out by a Butler-Gautam combination for naught, and that really left this team Delhi Daredevils in real strife as Rishabh Pant joined Glenn Maxwell. Now, after Gautam had bowled that particular over for 10 runs, Dhaval Kulkarni was given the ball, and Dhaval Kulkarni, one has to say, never gave any hitting room to either Maxwell or Rishabh Pant, the big hitter, as he started pitching the ball on the block hole, and that really was very tough for Maxwell or Rishabh Pant to actually free their arms, and that was wonderful bowling, I thought, from Dhaval Kulkarni. I thought that was the key over which really put a lot of pressure on this Delhi Daredevils team. And while that was going on, the next wicket to go was Glenn Maxwell. After making 17 of 12 balls with 2 fours and 1 6, Ben Laughlin came in and picked up Glenn Maxwell by getting him caught by Butler. And then Rishabh Pant was a victim of the bowling of Duckworth for 20 of 14 balls. And it was getting a bit tough. They still had Morris in the middle along with Vijay Shankar, but Vijay Shankar's wicket was claimed. A very good catch taken by Ben Stokes for the bowling of Laughlin for 3. And finally, even though they still had Gambhir coming to bat, but there was not much batting to come because Gambhir is not a person who could really force the pace, but he was still there, the captain was still there. But finally, Delhi Daredevils had to be content with 60 for 4. It was wonderful bowling, I thought, especially that over from Dhaval Kulkarni, which gave away only 4 runs, really added enormous pressure on this Delhi Daredevils innings. Finally, Chris Morris was not on 17 of just 7 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6, but all that he could do is see his team loose. Shreyas Iyer was not out on naught, and the game was all over, and the Rajasthan Royals had won by the Duckworth Lewis method by 10 runs, and Sanju Samson, very rightly, was named man of the match. What an innings, exquisite innings from Sanju Samson. Gautam 1 over none for 10. Dhaval Kulkarni, to me, was the turning point. 1 over for just 4 runs. Unadkat 2 overs 1 for 24 was costly. Ben Laughlin took those wickets even though he gave away 20 runs. And Sanju Samson, the Savai Man Singh Stadium, Jaipur, was the man of the match. So well done, Sanju Samson. and well done Rajasthan Royals getting their victory there. And Rajasthan Royals, I think this was, if I'm not wrong, this was their first victory in the IPL, so they'll be pretty content with what happened here at Jaipur. Now the next match which is coming up in the Indian Premier League, I'm going to do just a sneak peek of that. The 7th match of the Indian Premier League, which is coming up between Mumbai Indians and Sunrisers Hyderabad. Now Mumbai Indians, let's remember that it will be very good to see Mayank Markande, the right arm leggy, who caused quite a stir when he was playing against Chennai Super Kings, making his debut and picking up 3 wickets, including the big wicket of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. And so Mayank Markande will be very, very closely watched, no doubt about it. And Sunrisers Hyderabad would definitely have their plans ready after looking at his videos. Mumbai Indians definitely pack a punch, no doubt about it. If you look at the batting lineup, it looks pretty strong. Evan Lewis, Rohit Sharma, Ishan Kishan. I think it's a very strong batting lineup consisting of you take any batsman there, Evan Lewis, Rohit Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Kunal Pandya, Kieron Pollard, everyone are absolutely very good hitters of the ball. And then we come on to the bowlers. Now Jasprit Bumrah and Mustafizur Rahman, Jasprit Bumrah especially has to be very good now because he's known for bowling his death overs very well, and one hopes that Jasprit Bumrah, what happened against Chennai Super Kings was just a sort of a blip, I would say, when Dwayne Bravo smashed him all across the park. Sunrisers Hyderabad, on the other hand, are coming on the heels of a victory. Riddhiman Saha and Shikhar Dhawan, as you know, he's in some great form, and according to me, he's the danger man, according to me, for any opposition as far as Sunrisers Hyderabad are concerned, because I feel he's in some pink form right now. Kane Williamson is the captain of the team. Manish Pandey, Deepak Hooda is good, and Yusuf Pathan. So they also consist of very good all-rounders. Deepak Hooda, Yusuf Pathan, Shakib Al Hassan, and they have Rashid Khan in their ranks. And Billy Stanley could be quite a proposition as well with his height, that the bounce that he could generate. And Siddharth Kaul is also a very good ball. And Bhuvneshwar Kumar, we all know what a miserly, what a economical bowler he is. So we all look forward to this particular game which is coming up. It is going to be played at the Sunrisers Hyderabad's Hyderabad hideout, that will be in Hyderabad, and it should be an interesting game of cricket which is coming up between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Mumbai Indians in the 7th match of the Indian Premier League 2018. Now let's have a look at some cricket news. So talking about cricket news, first I'm going to look at the Australia actually awarding contracts, keeping in view the World Cup. Now first I'm going to start off by saying that there is no contract for the 3 persons who were involved in the ball tampering incidents in South Africa. Cameron Bancroft, Stephen Smith and David Warner have not been awarded any contracts as they have been given a 1-year ban. But I'm told that this particular team has been selected keeping in view the World Cup 2019, which is coming up at the United Kingdom. So, and the other players along with them who don't find a space in this Australian contract list is Jackson Bird. Hilton Cartwright, I'm a bit surprised because Hilton Cartwright is an all-rounder, probably has not scored to the expectations in the Big Bash League as well. That's besides reason he finds himself out, but I think he's a very good talent because he's an all-rounder. James Pattinson also does not find a space, probably because of the injury which has been plaguing him. Stephen Smith, Matthew Wade also is out, and Adam Zampa does not find a place in the Australian contract list, which according to me comes as a big surprise for me. The persons who have gained the Australian contracts are Alex Carey, the wicketkeeper batsman, who has been doing a fine job as a player, and he has been scoring runs. He has been getting a lot of dismissals behind the wickets. Sean Marsh gets it. Tim Payne. Tim Payne, one can understand because he's the captain of the team in the context of things. Jai Richardson, as I said, he generates a lot of pace and bounce, and Jai Richardson is one of the future bowlers for the Aussies, one could say. So he's there. Kane Richardson gets an opportunity. Marcus Stoinis, who is another very upcoming talent for the Aussies, and Andrew Tye. The Australia's contact list, it's Aston Agar, Pat Cummins, Aaron Finch, Peter Hanscom, Josh Hazelwood, Travis Head, Usman Khwaja, Nathan Law, and Glenn Maxwell, Sean Marsh, Mitchell Marsh, Tim Payne, Matthew Renshaw, Jai Richardson, Kane Richardson, Billy Stanley, Mitchell Stark, Marcus Toynis, and Andrew Ty. So that's the composition of the Australian contract list. Now, just before I leave the scene here on this Cricket Happening show, let's talk about the Wisden cricketers which has been announced. The Wisden 2018 almanac was announced, and let's have a look at what happened there. So the 2018, they were named the 5 cricketers of the year. In those 5 cricketers of the year, there are 3 women cricketers. One is Anya Shrubsole, who would be featured on the cover magazine of the Wisden almanac, Heather Knight, and Nat Skiver. And also Virat Kohli of India has been named as the leading cricketer of the world, and this is his second consecutive cricketer of the world achievement, after Virendra Sehwag, the former opener, achieved this in 2008 and 2009. So Virat Kohli joins Virendra Sehwag there. And also the Indian captain Mithali Raj. So there are 2 captains on either side. One is the Indian men's captain Virat Kohli, and the Indian women's captain Mithali Raj, who has won the women's cricket accolade. Afghanistan's sensational spinner Rashid Khan is the inaugural winner of a new award which has been constituted in the Wisden, to be saying the best T20 player in the game. And there are 2 more players. As I said, there are 5 players. 3 are from 3 are Shrubsole, Knight, and Skiver, the women cricketers, and 2 other cricketers who have been named in the top 5 in the Wisden 2018 is Shai Hope, who actually is a player from the West Indies, and is definitely a big future player for West Indies. One knows that he has a long-term future there. Shai Hope, a very interesting player and a very talented player at that. And Essex Jamie Porter, the seamer, who has who is also named. He's the one who did some very good work and led the Essex, his team, to the first county championship in 25 years. So congratulations to all those players who have bagged the Wisden, in the sense they got the Wisden awards there. So definitely it was very, very highly deserved, no doubt about it. They have worked hard for it, and it's very good to see that all these cricketers are figuring in the Wisden cricketers list. Well, in the year 2018. Well, dear fans and subscribers, it's about time for me to leave this cricket show for today by bidding you all a very good night.